Um, Hello everybody. Um, my name is Badrinaran and I'm from Bangalore in India. And first of all, I wish you all a very happy New Year 2025. And just to give an intro about myself, I have been playing chess for the last 8 years. Recently, I started sharing my chess journey in YouTube, basically documenting my games, commenting on my games, like why I made a particular move, the opponent might have made a particular move, and so on. And in today's video, I am showcasing basically two rapid games and two blitz games, and I consider these four games a very strong start to 2025 because I was really happy about the kind of moves I made there. After my video, some of you might think that these are just normal games or I did not play particularly well, and if so, you can let me know in the comments. But mostly, I was really happy about the kind of moves I made, even though I lost some games in the process. But I was really feeling good about the kind of moves I made. And yeah, I mean, I just want to give that basic introduction, and then let's just jump into the game. The first game was a Blitz game against an 1852, and my Blitz rating is in the 1600s now. Even though my rapid rating is around 2000, I'm trying to improve both of them. So let's see how it goes. And this particular game, I did a good job building an advantage before my opponent sees the game completely. So let's start with the opponent's blunder first. Okay, this was his first blunder, and it completely missed it. So the idea here is the bishop has left the station, and the rook is blocked in by his own knight. And as a result, I can open up this position fully and then trade off this bishop. Like for example, if I show you ng6 is a miss, instead I should have done. And if I show move, yep, bishop takes knight, pawn takes knight, pawn takes bishop, and finally I trade the bishop for the rook to get a super +3 advantage. And I completely missed this. Even though I had seen these positions before, I completely missed this one. So there's that. I just made ng6, and if I go to the next blunder, his next blunder was here. He just gave up this pawn. This pawn is protected only by this knight, but it has two attackers. And sorry, not that one, like that. And I just took it, traded off the knight, and as soon as he gave me the opportunity, I picked another pawn, and I was ready to trade off my piece. I really wanted to get there, but he didn't trade it off. And then I continued with normal moves. I shouldn't have done this, I guess, but I was really thinking about pushing all my pawns forward. Some of these games, I'm really experimenting with different moves, so there's that. Pawn forward, queen goes, and once again, I offered the pawn trade. I'm a big believer in simplification. Once you get a decent material advantage, just simplify it by getting all your heavy pieces off the board and win the endgame. That's how my style is. And that's why I once again gave another queen trade, sorry, but he didn't accept, which was good. And by now I was starting to feel the time curve. At this point, I had a major advantage. I had two extra pawns. My knight was ready to jump into an outpost. I had the rook on a super open fight. But let's see. Yeah. Knight got the outpost. I jumped into the rook. Queen came out. I got both the rooks on the open side. And at this point, I made the first. The mistake here was that I'm going to lose a pawn with check, which is not good. And little by little, I made the next mistake. It was a complete case of tunnel vision. All my vision was directed on this pawn. I wanted to take this and win the game. That I completely forgot about this side of the board. And as a result, rook takes rook, knight takes rook, queen fourth, the king and the knight, and the game just ended right there. I didn't want to waste any more time with this. And yeah, but I was really happy about the way the game progressed until that point. So yeah, The second one, this game I'm very happy about it. Let's see. Sorry, just trying out some settings. Related. Okay, so the whole idea is 1 plus 21 is 22, plus 19 is 41, 50, 54, 56, 58. And after 58 moves, my accuracy was 87. And all this in a blitz game where you don't have too much time to analyze everything. So I was really proud of it. And yeah, let's see what happened. So this one was a King's Gambit. Against King's Gambit, I just straight away accept it and go for the Blakely variation. The Blakely I have found to be a very powerful variation in the King's Gambit accepted, where I support this pawn with this pawn and also this pawn. This pawn is going to come in here and create this pawn. The big counter to this is this. This is if the opponent does what is that six, right? Yeah, h4, then that is where the line becomes very sharp for black. You need to be very accurate with your move if he did that. In this case, the opponent did. Opponent got c4, which is also a book move by the way. He castled. I created the pawn chain, and let's just keep going. Uh, from here on, the engine really wants this knight come here. Sorry, come here and then target this one. That's what the engine wants. But I prefer this so that I can castle and I have a superb tactic from this point onwards which I'll show you. So opponent moves pawns, I castle, and yeah, now is when the tactic starts. Bishop first goes to g4 and pins the knight to the king. Opponent unpins and I pick the knight and I really want him to take with the queen. And that is what he did. And as soon as he did, boom! Knight takes d4, sacrificing a full knight. But if the opponent takes this, then bishop jumps here, check, and also a fork to the rook, and we get a full rook in return. This is the power of this particular gambit, and that is why, and this sequence is why I really love this particular variation, the Blackley variation. In this case, the opponent did not make the blunder. They brought the queen back, and I took the knight out of the way. But by now, I had once again had the +2 material advantage. And like I said, with whenever I have material advantage, I start looking at equalizing things. Sorry, simplifying things. Straight away I jump in. For this is queen and also this powerful light square bishop. This light square bishop is on a very strong diagonal, and I got rid of it. Then once again I jumped out. Uh, pawn takes, bishop takes bishop. Ideally, this I okay it says best, but I am giving up a very powerful bishop in this. But yeah, like I said, I prefer it this way. And then from then on, it was just a matter of time. He got one pawn back, but I got it back very quickly. Straight away, I have the pawn back. But I did allow this infiltration. The rook on the seventh rank is very active. Why? Because all our pawns start from here. Only in this case, all my pawns were already out of my starting square, so I wasn't much concerned about this. I moved even my last pawn out of the starting square, and from then on, let's just keep it. We did all this. I got one more pawn. The rook is going to guide this pawn to its destination, and yeah, in this case, I got a free move forward. Rook check, pushes the pawn forward. Rook check, pushes the pawn forward, and now the pawn has only one square left to become a king. And after this, um, I just tried. Sorry, go back. Yeah, I just tried this for the heck of it. I was hoping that the king won't move, and maybe rook comes and pushes it back to the seventh rank, but that didn't happen. Um, I got one more pawn. I gave up that pawn. I didn't even try to hold on to it. And here I started bringing the king to support the pawn as well. And in this position, it says king into f7 is blessed, which I don't understand. Let me know if you can find out why. But ideally, what I would do here is irritate the opponent. Rook just keeps dancing here. If the rook comes here, it's a check. King goes here, and then, sorry, king goes to this particular spot, and then I come back here. Once again, hitting this pawn. The idea is to irritate the opponent like this. But for some reason, this is the engine is not suggesting that. I am not sure. But anyway, my advantage was already at 5.4. I brought the rook over. This check is useless. Uh, and from then on, that's it. Yep. Continue the checkmate attack and I had one. Now, this game was a rapid game, and it was the structural counter attack. Sadly, I lost this game because of the positional blunder. Let's just see. So, wow. There's 8 book moves, and in this position, most people under 2200 will make this mistake. It is a blunder. And the sad thing is, I have been in this exact position so many times and I still haven't mastered this particular position. And as a result, I lost. Now, as you can see, the queen is completely trapped. Can go, sorry, not that one. Can go here. Bishop is covering. It can come here. 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 But it can come here. And it should come here because it's also a check. It's the only move for white. And he made that. And here, what we are supposed to do is bring the knight back. No, I'm already -6, and I'm going to lose one more piece now. Uh, Basically, I'm going to lose this bishop again for a piece to become -9, and yet the position is at 3.9 because the queen can come here, check the king, and basically it's just hopeless for white in this position. Sadly, I completely blundered, brought the bishop back, and I knew that I had already lost the game. Um, I did this hoping that the opponent would go for a threefold repetition. He didn't, and from then on it was just. And once this happened, I just resigned again. It's really not a good sign that I have 15 minutes left in this game. I started out at 15 minutes, but yeah, I need to improve on this particular line with the taxi. The last one, however, was fantastic. Once again, 1, 7, 13, 17, 28 moves with an accuracy of 90, which I was really happy about. Um, these days, with white, I just straight away go for the queen's gambit. I'm basically trying out the Catalan these days, and got knight. Skip ahead. So in this position, I push pawn to c5, which is not ideal. Ideally, you want the pawn to stay in c4 for as long as possible, even if it means giving it up to you, because that is when this diagonal gets opened up for this bishop and it becomes very strong. However, I myself prefer this to close it and then maybe eventually open it by using this pawn. This is what I hope for. Uh, he will push the bishop back one step. Let's just and in this position, he got the bishop out. I threatened this pawn. He covered it with the rook. I jumped in with the knight. Uh, he came in here, so making this knight very strong, hoping to eventually get, sorry, hoping to eventually double strike this pawn, and so I covered it with this. Now this rook has gone this way one step and this way one step, which is very bad. But I do need to improve on this. Anyway, this was what I was hoping for. And how long did he spend? He spent only like 10 to 20 seconds here. Ideally, I wanted the bishop to come here or here. Both of them was fine by me. And from here, I spent nearly 3 minutes. If you see, this is a 15 minutes and 10 seconds game. So I spent 2 minutes and 45 seconds on this move. The idea is, what I'm hoping is, it takes that. I stick with the knight. I'm forcing this queen and also this bishop. And if the queen comes here to protect this bishop, then this knight jumps back here. And then the queen cannot protect this bishop anymore. Or the queen goes, or if the queen goes back here, sorry, queen goes back here, then this knight jumps here, and I'm guaranteed at least this pawn. So basically, I have 3 pawns for a bishop. And that was what I was hoping. And it turns out, um, well, if you look at the analysis, it says you had a better option, but this is not bad. But the opponent made a major blunder, RBDE. And just like that, he gave up this pawn. That and I had a +2 advantage from that point of pawn takes bishop, queen takes bishop, and my first and only thought was get rid of the queen, get the queen out of the board, and I just offered the queen trade. Like I said, I'm a major proponent of simplification of the game, and in this case, I was pretty sure that the opponent won't accept the sacrifice, but they did. And this is bad. When you are down material, when you are down material, it is not your job to start trading off equal pieces, no matter what that piece. Your queen is your most powerful piece, and that is the only hope you have of ever getting back this material. And this is why opponent should have done it, but they did it, and I took it back. He took the rook there. I captured this pawn. He captured that pawn, and I brought my rook behind the passed pawn. And this point, RD8 is good, but it's not very good. It was definitely a mistake. And boom, another brilliant move. I really don't know why this is brilliant. Like the idea is that I'm ignoring the threat on this knight, but I don't think it was like that hard to spot. Anyway, so the main thing is that I'm giving him 2 knights. Just come and take it. I don't care because I know that this pawn will go ahead and see. He also knew that. I got the pawn to the 7th rank. It was it was good, but here is where I made a mistake. I brought this knight here, thinking that I'll stop the rook and then jump this knight here, and that is exactly what happened. But the problem was the good move here was bishop to come here. And as a result, I cannot move this knight freely, I cannot move this knight freely, and all those happen. And but thankfully, he didn't see that. He took that pawn. I returned that rook. And the idea was, if you don't move the rook, I'm just going to stop it off. Maybe trade it off for this knight. Bishop can come in and uh, bishop can come in and to get the knight there. And if you do move it, my queen is coming up. And there was no hope left for him, and he just isn't. Yeah. And the final one, the final reason why I consider all these games as a strong start is here. After around an hour after I finished this game, I got this message. Basically, the first game which was won by that person was was a fair play violation. Obviously, that person used some help to properly complete the track. I should have still been able to win that game, but because I was, uh, but still, what it means is that I have basically won both the games today, and I was really happy about this. So yeah, that's my that's it for today. Let me know your comments on how you felt about the game. Thank you.